Okay, let's begin lesson 8. We just did a pass on each side, kind of saw where we're at. As I mentioned before, you need to keep doing passes until you get all the way down to the burr stage. As I mentioned in the previous episode, the burr stage is important. If you don't recognize or know what the burr stage is, you're never going to get a good result on a knife. While I was uploading a video, I did a couple passes, get a feel for this knife. It's 440 straight stainless. I can tell by the cut of the metal, several other things. I'm going to do a quick pass on each side for the purpose of the video, see where we're at and see what we've got. Again, 25 degrees, full strokes in and out. We're doing the V pattern, which is up and back, and a little bit of a V all the way out. This is a tanto edge. Some people want a rounded tanto, some people want an angular tanto. I'm doing an angular tanto, as you saw before. I'll run out to the end, lift a little bit, do the flat surface. You can run out to the end and just keep, cutting over the top of that tanto edge, and it'll just slowly round it off so it's curved. But personally, I like them, angled tanto, so it comes out, cuts 45 and goes in. That gives you a really good cutting surface right there. That 45-degree angle at a scalpel, you can slice anything open with that very easily. It'll work just as well rounded. I'm going to do another pass. Just quietly listen to the bore and the stroke and the cutting of this, and you can kind of get an idea what it should sound like on natural stone 120 440 stainless. Okay, I did one pass V pattern on this side. Flip your knife. Always do the same number of passes each side. 25 degrees again. I'm starting right up against the serration. Let's do it again. I did one pass on each side. Stone's nice and cool. It's a little bit warm, it's not hot. If your stone really starts getting hot, that's too much friction, which means you're not using enough oil. We're going to do what we call assess. See where we're at. Wipe off the knife. Just do a quick wipe of your stone so you can see where you're at. Stone looks okay. Again, never run a dry stone. Couple inch bead of oil on there. Rub that back in. See what we've got on the knife. Looks like I've already got a good single facet covering the whole length of the knife blade here. The whole length there is just one single facet, nice and smooth all the way. You can see that flat, shiny surface. That's what we want. Flip it over, have a single facet again, and a single facet again. And I can already tell I have a burr right here. This is the burr stage. I keep repeating because it's very important. You can see the metal is folded up right there. And here it's not. My last pass was on this side. That little bit of metal that we've cut off is folded underneath. You can just feel it on your fingertips, on your fingernail. You can hear it catch that way, but not that way. That means I'm at burr stage. When you hit burr stage, you're ready to change stones. After a while, you just be able to tell what a burr feels like by using, the stone without even feeling it. Normally, by habit, I just run my hand down the blade, and I can feel that burr sticking up. Because we're on a coarse 120 stone, it's a really big burr. As you can see, it's probably shining where it's cutting the oil off of my fingerprint right there. That's how you know you're in a burr also. You can feel it lift up. It feels like there's an edge pointing up there, but not here. That means we're at burr stage. Usually when I hit burr stage, I'll do one more pass just to see if I have any imperfections I can see. I've got a little bit of a facet issue here from when they put it on the machine. High-speed grinder in China or whatever. They went too shallow here and too steep here. I need to go a little bit further this side. Always check the very tip. The tip generally needs more passes than the rest of the knife, because you're running at a shallower angle. As you get further and further away from center line on your jig, the angle gets shallower and shallower. Imagine standing 400 feet from a telephone pole. The top of it looks pretty low on the horizon. If you're standing 10 feet from a telephone pole, the top looks pretty steep. That's an exaggeration, but right here, 25 degrees. And as you get further and further away, it gets more shallow. As it gets more shallow, you have to cut more metal off, especially on the tip. When they run it off of a grinder, they never do a good job. So you need to spend a little bit more time, more passes on the tip, sometimes on the base, but the base looks pretty good here. But I'm going to do another pass on each side, and we're ready to change stones.